Right, this is a quick walk around video. This is for a wonderful Lexus LS 430. You can see here this is a 52 plate car. This was actually on a private plate, and the following road test video refers to that, but the transfer is now complete and the plates are on the car. Absolutely beautiful car. I'll just go around the car for you, just pick up any minor blemishes there may be on the vehicle for you. But just go around the headlights there. All the lights, no cracks, no condensation at all. The bonnet is in absolutely beautiful condition, only one or two very minor stone chips. I'll just pick them out for you. Just there and there, to make sure this is a completely original car. Just again on the front bumper, really clean, just the tiniest bit of stone chipping that you'd expect to see on the car, which gives any clue to kind of the mileage or otherwise of the vehicle. Come down the offside of the car, near side rather of the vehicle. Sorry, in the background the hedge cutting, which is absolutely fantastic. Front wings in beautiful condition. Wheels on the car, again a real rarity. I guess they must have been sprayed at some point, not by me, but they're so clean and fresh. It's hard to believe they're as original as that. But just the panel work is absolutely stunning. It really is. Rear alloy again, beautiful condition. So come to the offside of the car. Again, panel work. It's hard to see a blemish on it. It really is. It's an absolutely incredible car. Alloy again on this side. It's absolutely super. I mean, you will find something, I'm sure you will, don't get me wrong, but you have to look very hard indeed, and it just gives light to kind of the age and mileage of this vehicle. It really does. Always have the engines running on these walk around videos, just so you can sort of hear the engine at idle. And then around the back of the car, all in absolutely fantastic condition. So coming into the boot area now, hedge cutter's getting even louder, which is superb. Right, spare wheel, doesn't look as if it's ever been off the car. Wheel braces there, all the tools, and this really nice toolkit that comes with the Lexus, which often goes missing. That's all there and fully intact. Carpeted area in the boot, again, is in really fine condition. It really is. Very big boot, as you'd expect, given the size of the vehicle. Coming to the back of the car here on the near side, I'll do it side to side and then I'll show you the other bits, but really wonderful condition. It really is. So the video doesn't really do justice to it, in all honesty. That is an absolutely fantastic condition. Leather work is absolutely beautiful. I do love these lighter interiors. They do look absolutely stunning on the car. But ridiculous amounts of legroom, as you can clearly see there. So if you intend to be chauffeured around in the back of the car, you've got this lovely control panel down here. Just here, if you want to have a nice massage, you can. And that's done on side to side as well. You can also put the seat forward and back on there as well, and you can control your own temperatures and radio from the back here as well. Further back into here, you've got your heated seats, so you can press those for, again, sided as well, and the one at the back there is for the rear blind. So if I go up there a second, if you get a bit hot in the back, just press the button there, you have the blind up or down, all working absolutely beautifully. Near side front door card, again, beautiful condition. It really is. All the carpeted areas, very nice condition as well. Seat on the passenger side, again, so it does need to be seen to be appreciated, really, and it's still, it is a used car obviously, but to find one in this condition is very rare. Glove box there, and inside lock and wheel nuts, all the original manuals for the car, and you also have a lower glove box in these Lexus as well. So finally come to front door card again, all in beautiful condition. Obviously you've got the controls for electric window switches there, and your memory functions for the electric seats. Sill area again, all in very nice condition, showing the electric controls for the seat there. Driver's seat again in really nice condition. Any wear on it is very, very, very minor indeed, it really is, but all in really super order. So inside the car now, engine is running, believe it or not, it's that quiet. Dashboard is about in as close to new condition as you're really ever going to hope or expect to see. Fully functional sat nav on the vehicle. So you've got your stereo controls there. All looks like quite quaint and old fashioned these days, but all works absolutely beautifully, it really does. You've got heated and air conditioned seats on the Lexus car, LS 430 here, but as you can see, the car's been kept in absolutely stunning condition, it really has. Just to come up to the dashboard, just you see obviously the engine is running on the vehicle. No warning lights on the dashboard. There was a warning light when the car first came in, which was for a tail light. I couldn't find which one it was. It was actually the third upper light, which was causing the bulb to come on, so that's been done. But all in absolutely super order, it really, really is. Just to show there, also on these Lexus you've got these wonderful active vents swooshing the air around for you, again all working beautifully. In all honesty, I pressed every button, all works absolutely beautifully. The only button that doesn't seem to work for whatever reason, I don't honestly know, up there, electric wing mirror adjuster on there isn't working. I like to be honest on these videos. If it's something very simple indeed, we'll attend to it. If not, obviously it can be manually adjusted. It's something that you only need to adjust once, generally speaking. But you know, it's got to show some signs of wear clearly. So finally here under the engine bay, absolutely amazing engine and beautifully presented as you expect from Lexus. Just been serviced. You know, it's a wonderful car, wonderful condition. What should follow now will be a road test of this very car. Right, this is a quick road test. This is for a Lexus LS 430. Car's currently on a private plate. I can't remember whether it was J4 ABS or ASB or something. It's going to be transfer's done now. It's going to be on a 52 plate. Mileage at the start of this brief road test is 80,945 miles. Reason for the road test is basically we just want customers to see our cars in operation prior to coming to see us. That way, clearly, if there's any issues with the vehicle, then I can relay them back to you, but I can also just give you feedback on the car prior to coming to see us. We want to be as sort of open up front with our customers as we possibly can be, bearing in mind that a lot of our buyers are coming from all over the UK and the near continent. Just brief background to the car. Car was supplied to us from a very well-known prestige main dealer, and it's a wonderful car. I've had a couple of them. We've sold a couple recently. They're very much a firm favourite of ours. But just to sort of go into kind of the nitty-gritty of the car, engine starts absolutely instantaneously. It was a bitterly cold morning this morning. It's about -5. But first turn of the key, absolutely silent on idle. It's just smooth, quiet. It's a truly brilliant piece of engineering, this car, and the engine itself is at the heart of it is just wonderful. There is, it's very kind of hard. If you've not driven one, you wouldn't know, but just how amazingly mechanically engineered these things are in terms of the refinements of the vehicle, the quality of the engineering. But this engine there's no warning lights on the dashboard related to the engine. The only warning light on there is telling me I've got a tail lamp needs replacing. I don't think it does actually, because I checked the bulbs and they were all good. It's almost certainly that the wrong type of bulb. They can be quite fussy if it's not exactly the right one. It can send up a little error message, but there is no fault. but engine-wise, there's no warning lights on the car at all. Engine, as I say, pulls, effortlessly is kind of a cliche, but it really is. You put your foot down, hardly makes a noise, but the noise it does make is very pleasant indeed. But as an example of this type of car, which is the whole point of the video, engine spot on, absolutely spot on. Gearbox of the vehicle, typical Lexus gearbox, just wonderfully smooth in operation. It really is. There's no slack at all in the powertrain of this car. Normally when a car's done a few miles or is a few years old, particularly rear-wheel drive ones, you sometimes get just a little bit of wear in the system, and that can be all the way back from the rear wheels through to the prop shaft of the car into the box itself, and you get a tiny little bit of kind of movement and a few little clonks, and there's nothing. It is absolutely as if it's just electric motors driving it. It's got that immediacy and smoothness on and off the throttle. There's just no knock. It's unbelievable. It's just, so it just gives you an idea of just how beautifully engineered this car is. And the gearbox is changing gear just with a wonderful smoothness. There's no delays, on any automatic gearbox, even Lexus. You should check when they're cold, put them into neutral, and then immediately select drive or reverse, both obviously at some point, and just see if there's any delays or any thuds when it goes in, which would suggest there's a bit of clutch pack wear internally. But there's absolutely nothing on this. I wouldn't expect there to be. 80,000 miles is very low mileage for its age. And very low mileage for what these things are capable of. They're hundreds of thousands of miles is commonplace for this car, and they can take it. So in terms of engine and gearbox, can't fault it. Really can't. The whole car has a tightness that utterly belies its age. You'd expect to be jumping in a car that was sort of 3 or 4 years old. So tight as it feel on the helm. The steering just hasn't got any free play in it at all. And they're deceptive cars. They're clearly, it's a wonderfully comfortable chassis. It's very smooth riding, but because it's on air suspension, it means it does also then control the amount of body roll that it creates. And it's, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to pretend for a second it's not a sports car, but when you turn, it actually does maintain a fairly even keel. It's through sort of long sweeping bends, very smooth, very easy to drive. It doesn't loll about. Certainly the tighter turns at low speeds, but you feel its size, which you can't get away with. But wonderful car, it really is. Clearly, very quiet indeed. That was its forte. There's no wind noises coming into the vehicle that shouldn't be there. They're very well muted, even by sort of very modern standards. But it's just the comfort of these things. I've been, up and down the country in LSs, and I've done the same trips in 7 Series, and I think I did once in an S class, and they're not. They're just not as comfortable. If it's important for you to go hustling around A roads and B roads at a rate of knots, then this probably isn't the car. And the 7 Series probably would be better for that. But if you want a comfortable car, a car that goes up and down the motorways, just drifts along beautifully, it absolutely knocks them into a different county. It is beautifully refined. If I was a child and tried to imagine what a Rolls Royce from years ago would have driven like, this is kind of how I imagine it, but a reliable one. because it's just got that, I don't know, it's very hard to put your finger on it, but there's just a serenity about the way it drives, which I absolutely love. You know, you don't feel as though you want to hustle a car. You know, it's a car that you want to enjoy your trip and take your time. So, but you know, if you need to crack on, then you know it's got plenty of power to do that as well. Like that. So that is just a breath of throttle, and wow, what an engine! What an engine! Anyway, more to the rest of the car. I say it drives beautifully. I said, I'm not gonna, you know, but it said what's very, very hard to put across on the video, and the reason we do the videos as much as anything else is that, you know, when someone comes to drive the car, you'll be driving on the same roads as I am here, so this should be representative clearly of what you're going to feel. I can't feel anywhere in the mechanicals, the chassis. There's no noises from the suspension that shouldn't be there. There's no noises at all, but it feels as tight as one that's, you know, half the miles. It really does. Wonderful car. Looking around inside the vehicle, all in very, very nice order. It really is. It's been beautifully kept. I love these lighter interiors. I know the thought of them originally I didn't like, but you know, it really is. It is a warm feeling when you get into them, because these lighter materials they really do, and it's very much a classic Lexus combination as well. You know, and that's quite an important thing, I think. But what's nice when you're sitting in the car here, it's, you know, it's impossible not to get comfortable. You've got sort of multi adjustments on the electric seats. They're heated, and that works fine. I've got the heater on now. They're cooled as well. I've got air conditioned seats on these vehicles. Electric memory, of course. You know, but it's just, you know, also the steering column, which isn't always. You can see that going up and down, in and out. The in and out is slightly slower than the up and down, I'm going to be honest with you, but it is working, which isn't always the case. That's the only thing that was ever weak on the LS, and it's in a couple of them actually. More common is the up and down goes. So if you're unlucky and it's right up, then, and it costs a lot of money to get Lexus to do it. Certainly, obviously, your local garage could do it for a fraction of the price, but that is working on the car. But no, it's just it's just a wonderfully comfortable car. I mean, again, the rest of the interior, all the plastics are in quite astonishing condition. It really is. Sat-nav system working absolutely perfectly. Not a shudder or a squeak or a vibration from any interior trim. I mean, build quality, well, this, I've always maintained it. The Japanese, regardless of what prejudices people might have, or you know, they always assume that you get into because you get into an S-Class or a BMW 7 Series or a Audi or VW, you get a lovely thumpy door and it all looks, you know, it's built out of girders. It's got that sensation from them. These feel kind of lighter, but the fact is these are bolted together better than any of those cars, because they don't try and con you with, you know, heavy materials. What they've got is, you know, like this car now, we're looking at a car that's what, 14-15 years old nearly, and yet, you know, there isn't a door seal squeaking or rubbing or a buzz from anything. It's all absolutely fantastic in here. Wonderful car, really is. I mean, as I said, the point of it is to, you know, pick up on the odd little thing if I can, and you know, but genuinely, apart from that light on the dashboard telling me there's a tail light out, which I said I will check it, but I couldn't see one. That's all I can find. That is, you know, but we'll do a full pre-delivery inspection starting next week anyway on the mechanical side, so we'll go through that. But at this stage, just wonderful car. Obviously, if I've missed anything out in the video, I know I've rambled on a bit, but you know, kind of want to give you a sensation of the car. But if I've missed anything on the video, then do please give us a call. But if you're going to come and drive the vehicle, if you're obviously interested in purchasing it, there's no hidden horrors. You won't come here to find out that I've completely pulled the wool over your eyes and basically it's got a whole host of faults when you're driving it. I can't find anything, and I've had enough to know exactly how they should drive. But so if there's anything in the video advert or the video we've missed, then do please give us a call. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have.